A surveillance balloon was discovered flying above the United States. The information has just come to light ahead of Secretary of State Antony Blinken's trip to Beijing, where he will meet with President Xi Jinping. What happens next? What decision is taken? Stay tuned to find out. United States government is watching a suspected Chinese surveillance balloon that has been seen moving in the northern U.S. According to a Pentagon spokesperson, Brig General Pat Ryder, a senior official of the United States Defense, said that the government immediately acted to save sensitive data. Pentagon added that U.S. has detected this hovering Chinese surveillance balloon on Thursday in the northwestern U.S., a discovery which is noticed just days before State Secretary Antony J. Blinken was decided to visit Beijing. The balloon had traveled to the Aleutian Islands of Alaska straight from China and passed via northwest Canada in the few past days before reaching somewhere over Montana. It was seen hovering on Wednesday over Montana. The U.S. government has spotted and is tracking a high-altitude surveillance balloon over the continental U.S. Right now, the United States government, including NORAD, continues monitoring and tracking it closely. Currently, the balloon is traveling at a high altitude well above commercial air traffic and doesn't present a physical or military threat to people living on the ground. Instances related to this type of balloon activity have been perceived previously over the past several years. For now, President Biden has selected, after a recommendation from Pentagon officials, not to shoot down the balloon, as doing such would result in hitting of debris to the ground people, based on the observation by a senior defense official who was not authorized to speak about this publicly. The verdict to announce the discovery publicly puts the Chinese on notice ahead of Beijing's visit of Mr. Blinken, the first in 6 years by the Secretary of American State. He is expected to meet this visit with China President Xi Jinping. With this, the immediate appearance of the balloon is bound to raise escalating tensions between the two powers. As said by an official, it was not the first time China has sent the spy balloons to the U.S. However, this one has seemed to remain for so long on the country. A senior administration official who spoke on anonymity has stated that the balloon didn't pose a physical or military threat since it exhibited restricted value in gathering intelligence. Another statement by a defense official is that the Pentagon didn't think this balloon had much worth over what China could garner via satellite imaginings. You are enjoying this video. You want to take advantage of other amazing videos, so you must hit the subscription button. It's that easy. Thanks for doing that. Let's move on. In a brief statement, late Thursday by National Defense Department Canada, the movements of this surveillance balloon at high altitude were tracked actively by the Command of North American Aerospace Defense, a part of the Canada-US military partnership. Further added, the intelligence agencies of the country were working with the partners from America to take all essential measure to maintain sensitive information of Canada from the threats by foreign intelligence. According to another statement without elaboration, Canadians are safe and Canada is taking footsteps to make sure that the security of its airspace, involving the monitoring of a potent second incident. National Defense Department didn't explain when or where the balloon was spotted, whether it was a balloon similar to that seen in the U.S., or hovering high above Montana, or where it might have been directed. In addition, it also describes the situation as a probable second incident. Also, department officials at the moment didn't respond immediately to phone calls or emails seeking clarification. After speaking to a news conference that it had to check on the claims related to the balloon, the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs stated on Friday that it was an innocent mistake. An anonymous ministry spokesman's website statement said, "China is behind this airship, and this airship is civilian employed for research, mainly for meteorology, with restricted self-steering capability and affected via the westerlies. The deviation is shown by the airship far off from its intentional course." The Chinese side shows regret that the unintended airship entry inside United States airspace, owing to force majeure, mentions a desecration instigated through forces beyond a party's control. Still, it needs to be clarified what China is looking for in Montana. However, the state is home, based for the 341st Missile Wing for Air Force Base at Malmstrom, one of the 3 main American Air Force bases that maintain and operate intercontinental ballistic missiles. Pentagon Press Secretary Brig. General Patrick S. Ryder expressed to reporters that the balloon was seen traveling at high altitude over commercial air traffic. Adding to this, he said, once with the balloon detection, the United States government immediately acted to defend against the assortment of subtle information. Still, the measurements taken were not specified by him. On Wednesday, the balloon tracking was done by sending an F-22 fighter jet via Pentagon, causing flights to be grounded temporarily at the Beijing airport. A senior defense official stated, with the decision to shoot down the balloon. According to the officials, defense officials and senior military met on Wednesday to decide how to address the issue. Secretary of Defense Lloyd J. Austin convened the meeting. The senior defense official stated throughout a meeting at the Pentagon that senior Biden federal authorities urgently phoned their Chinese colleagues and stressed the gravity of the situation. The insider emphasized that it did not constitute a military danger and that Biden followed a suggestion of Milley not to order the balloon shot down. The official also emphasized that the administration responded quickly to prevent collecting critical information. According to sources from Wednesday, a ground halt at the Montana and Billings airport and the mobilization of assets, including F-22s, were cited by the top defense official. According to officials speaking to CNN, Biden and congressional leaders were told about the balloon's activities, and the president asked for military options for handling it. The official explained that the purpose of doing so was to prepare for the possibility of bringing down the aircraft when it was over Montana. To clear the airspace surrounding that prospective location, we had to ensure we were working in coordination with civil authorities. The senior military source stated it does not generate much value added over and beyond what the PRC is likely able to acquire via stuff such satellites in low Earth orbit. According to the person, the U.S. government has spoken with the Chinese government via the United States diplomatic mission in China and the Chinese embassy in Washington. Real-time transmission of the intelligence data gathered by the balloon back to China may be accomplished through a satellite link reported by Leighton. Analysts also pointed out that USS strategic bomber sites and intercontinental ballistic missile launchers are located in Montana and neighboring states. Biden received information and was advised not to shoot the balloon down. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. That will be all for today's video. Thanks for staying tuned. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you can always watch more amazing videos like this.